Every time you see a final table in a super high roller, one thing that's certain is that there's going to be a stacked final table, and this one is no different.
Are you ready?
Ancient Atlantis was the mythical island ruled by deities of old. Today, one of these 7 is destined to become a new Titan of Atlantis. Between them, they've amassed over $115 million in live tournament earnings. Daniel Negreanu is #1 on poker's all-time money list, but his opponents have impressive resumes of their own. These legends will battle in this pantheon, fighting for their share of the near $5 million prize pool. Who will stake their claim for poker immortality? Welcome to the beautiful Bahamas for the 2018 PokerStars Caribbean Adventure. The sun is shining on Paradise Island as we get ready to award the first major trophy of the year. It is the final table of the $100,000 buy-in Super High Roller Tournament. 7 of the best playing down to a champion. Hello everyone, I'm James Hartigan alongside 2 of my favorite people in the world, Maria Ho and Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
Maria, obviously you were part of our broadcast team yesterday. You were analysing a lot of the action yesterday. What were your thoughts on day 2 of this 100K event?
I was really impressed with Justin Bonomo's play. I thought that he played so fearlessly and took a lot of bluff spots that some people might not take, but guess what? It worked.
What did you make of Daniel Negreanu's play? I felt he played a very different game to anything we've seen before.
I found myself wondering if Daniel had gone ahead and added himself to the do not call list. Finally, after all of these years, it seems like he's found the fold button.
Now, if you weren't able to be with us for our coverage of this tournament, let me tell you what has happened in the 100K Super High Roller so far. 36 players entered, with 3 previous champions, Scott Seaver, Steve O'Dwyer, and Jason Kuhn hitting the rail on day 2. A Hollywood superstar also bet the dust.
My name is Kevin Hart, which means I'm looking for a King of Hearts. Good guys, good game.
And it was recreational player Cary Katz who burst the bubble, eliminating Eric Seidel and leaving just 7 in contention for the first major title of 2018. Well, let's take a look at the lineup on the main stage. We have got 2 former Super High Roller champs at this final table. Justin Bonomo, who won in Monte Carlo back in 2012, and Bryn Kenny, who lifted the trophy here in the Bahamas 2 years ago. Plus, we've got the original Super High Roller runner-up, Daniel Negreanu. I kind of feel that Daniel is due the title, due the trophy, because he's played so many of these Super High Rollers, final tabled so many, and of course had some near misses. We actually caught up with Daniel earlier to find out how he's been preparing for this final table.
I put in a lot of work into my game in the last few months, and I feel very confident that it's working. A lot of the things I'm implementing, some adjustments, some changes, have really been helpful. And, you know, cards go my way, I'm going to win this thing.
Bryn Kenny lifted the trophy here at the PCA back in 2016, and Bryn managed to cling on yesterday. Doesn't have a ton of chips, but always a contender.
Yeah, I mean, Bryn Kenny, he's GPI Player of the Year for 2017. He always puts up tremendous results, so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he can make a run today.
Indeed. Well, earlier, Bryn gave us his thoughts on playing here in the Bahamas.
Feels so good just in the Bahamas. Always do well here. It's always in the 100K, the first tournament. I think I've played this tournament 6 times. Have first, third, 7th, 9th, 11th, like, every time deep, feels great. I get off the plane when I get to Bahamas and just feel good already. Time to close it out.
The only amateur still in the field, although he's a very keen poker player, is Cary Katz.
Yeah, Cary Katz, I'm a huge fan of this guy. Obviously does a lot in the poker community, and also I write him a big fat check every month for my student loans, so obviously I'd like to see that money going to a good cause.
Well, he may have money, Joe, but crucially, does he have the skills, with a Z, to take on this lineup?
I mean, that table, those guys are the best players in the world, so it's a good way for me to see what they're doing, and hopefully maybe change things up a little bit and maybe try to trick them if I can.
Of course, we know all these guys, Joe. So any bold predictions?
I have the boldest of predictions.
Nice.
We have 7 players remaining in this
Yes.
event. The Magnificent Seven. Who was the leader of the Magnificent Seven?
Yul Brynner.
That's right, Bald Yul Brynner. That's why my prediction is that this event will be won by Bald Bryn Kenny, or formerly bald Daniel Negreanu, or soon-to-be bald Justin Bonomo. Be good to your hair, Justin. Definitely one of those 3 guys or one of the other 4, but for sure, that's my bold prediction.
Awesome hedging by Joe Stapleton there. Well, whoever does win will take home close to $1.5 million, with over $1 million for the runner-up. And the first player out from this final table cashes for nearly $250,000 US. Our thanks to Maria Ho. We will catch up with you later, Maria. Right now, it's time to get cards in the air as we play down to a winner in the PCA Super High Roller. Blinds 25,000, 50,000 with a 5,000 ante.
Let's light this candle.
Action will be on D-Negs himself. King, Queen.
Queen, unsuited.
Daniel raises to 115,000 from under the gun. Bonomo and Luca have passed. Ike Haxton's out. Sam Greenwood on the button. Has 8-6 off. I'll let that go.
That's like an old school raise.
115 is, believe me, old school would have been 350. Just to protect your hand.
At least 150.
Only if you have like
Yeah.
exactly jacks. Though.
Yeah, well, 9s too.
Ace King.
Poker riffing.
So Cary Katz has defended his big blind with Ace-Jack. Well, the flop gives Katz top pair. An inside straight draw for Daniel Negreanu. The action has been checked to him.
So Cary would defend wider than hands with just aces in them, so it looks like Daniel's going to take a shot.
Continues for 65,000.
Maybe Cary's got a pocket pair or some kind of suited connectors that would fold here. We know he won't.
Sure enough, he makes the call. And we go to the turn, which is the 9 of diamonds. Cary's now a 93% favorite. He checks a second time.
And a second barrel here will get a lot of 10s to fold, some Broadways that have a draw now.
Well, that's a chunky bet. 360,000 from Negreanu.
Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with a big bet.
Even though we know Katz is in great shape, this is a tough spot for him.
All right, that was a hell of a bet. Pretty sure I'm laying the best hand down.
Yep.
In case you got some sort of big draw, I gotta put the heat on it.
What'd you have?
Huh?
I'll tell you what I had.
I had 3 aces in the nut flush draw with an opening straight.
Nice hand. Folded a huge hand.
Huge, huh?
Ace Jack.
Big hand.
You muscled me, man. You muscled me.
And with that pot, Daniel Negreanu moves up to 2.6 million and takes the chip lead at this final table. On to the next hand. Bryn Kenny looks down at aces.
Oh, hello.
Raises to 110,000. Katz folds, Negreanu's out. Bonomo passes. Ivan Luca's on the button with 10-4. Not going to play that.
You know, so many different ways to say fold.
Just for you, Joe, Isaac Haxton has folded. Oh, Sam Greenwood's not going anywhere with kings.
Oh, geez.
And he is one of the short stacks at the table.
On.
He shoves, and Bryn Kenny snap calls. It's not looking good for Greenwood.
Suits are alive.
Who has the aces?
The Bahama Beast has it.
Mama, mama.
Mama like.
I was just trying to get him out of the pot, you know?
To the flop. Jack 8-6. Greenwood has 2 immediate outs. A club on the turn would give us a sweat. It's a diamond on the turn. Only a king saves Sam Greenwood. It's another jack.
Yeah.
And we lose the first player from the final table. Bryn Kenny KOs Sam Greenwood in 7th place, and Sam will cash for $248,720.
3 very important words. Sam will cash.
There's your team.
Oh, Mom's here?
Yeah.
Hey, Mom.
That woman is not Bryn Kenny's mother.
I know that for a fact. Don't ask how.
Well, now we're down to 6. Everyone is guaranteed at least 300 grand. And it's Bonomo who's going to get things started here. He folds. And on to Ike Haxton. Nah. Bryn Kenny has Jack 9 suited on the button.
That's a fun hand, especially on the button. I like parties. I like fun.
Bryn Kenny raises to 115,000. Daniel Negreanu in the big blind with deuces. And he calls, heads up to the flop.
It's the all-time money leader in the Bahamas versus the all-time money leader. What an epic battle. Doesn't get better than that.
Thanks, Cary. Now what am I supposed to say?
6-4-4 on the flop. Daniel still has the best hand. Checks to the razor, and Bryn checks behind. And Bryn pairs his 9 on the turn and takes the lead.
Obviously a bad card for Daniel.
He checks a second time, and here comes the delayed continuation bet from Bryn Kenny. 145,000.
And the reason this is such a bad card for Daniel is that Bryn would probably bet all of his nothings here.
Daniel calls. We go to the river, which is the jack of spades, and Bryn improves to a better 2-pair. Daniel checks.
Hoping for a cheap showdown. He is not gonna get it.
575 in the middle.
435.
And Bryn bets big.
Daniel's already reaching for the calling chips. Feel like most of Bryn's nothings would have bet the flop, though. Then again, he's not supposed to hit that flop.
Remember, this event is playing with a shot clock, 30 seconds per decision.
Spades did come in, but Bryn would have bet his flush draws, so Daniel could really be leaning toward a call here.
He does call.
He chose poorly.
Bryn adds 745K to his stack as the all-time money leader here in the Bahamas gets the better of the all-time money leader period. Bryn Kenny has taken the chip lead at the final table of the 100K Super High Roller.
We have a new chip leader here at the 2018 PokerStars Caribbean Adventure Super High Roller. James is with Lex Veldhouse to discuss Bahama Bryn Kenny.
Well, suffice to say, winning a Super High Roller is a pretty amazing achievement. To win 2 almost seems impossible. Here's the question, Lex. Can Bryn Kenny do it?
Of course he can. He has the confidence, he has the skill. I mean, look at how he looks physically, too. He's in, I think, in one of the best shapes he's been in his life on all aspects. So I think he's always a contender as long as he has a single big blind.
I just want to pick up on that because there'll be a lot of people who are new to watching poker and just think, well, look, they're just sitting down playing cards. Why is physical fitness a factor?
You have to use your brain the whole day. It's no limit hold'em. That means your stack can go in any moment. Any lapse of concentration can mean the end or the destruction of your stack. So it's very important to stay sharp so that tiredness doesn't overtake you and that you can always just, you know, relax, think well, and have brain space.
My thanks to Lex. It's time to get you back to the table. Time for more Super High Roller action.
99, 100. Check out that definition. And check out the chip counts, huh? Bryn Kenny has extended his chip lead, and Cary Katz has been slipping down to just 4 big blinds.
Blinds are 30,000, 60,000 with a 10,000 ante. Folded round to Ivan Luka. He's out. Ike Haxon on the button. King 3 passes. Bryn Kenny in the small blind has Jack 3 off.
All in.
And he shoves on the short stack. He shoves on Cary Katz.
He's going to have to call it just about any 2. And Jack 8 is certainly good enough.
Yeah, he's got Bryn dominated.
All right.
He calls all in.
Oh, you got him destroyed. You trapped him.
Slow roll.
You trapped him, and he slow rolled.
I
You won.
roll. You know, such a monster.
The 4 big slow roll.
Good luck, bro.
Good luck.
If you're gonna lose one, this is not a bad one.
Yeah, this is a good one to lose.
Yeah. Because you want to keep the short stack around and beat up on everybody.
Yeah, of course.
Like you've been doing.
255.
255.
Good for me to double you up.
Yeah, it's almost break even for you.
Oh, we're winning.
So Cary Katz's tournament life on the line. But he's paired his 8.
That's a
tough
good
for you to
flop
lose
for
that
you.
one.
I think that's a good flop.
Bryn now has less than 1% equity.
Oh, really?
Oh, hello. It's not over yet.
You were
I
saying...
didn't want to sweat.
Oh, man.
That would be really dirty.
I have the sweat to get Bahama Bryn.
But for Bryn, this is like 50-50. This is like a real sweat. It really is. 2 outs for Bryn on the river. It's a flip now.
Cary has to fade a 3. Close.
Oh my God. Freaking heart attack.
Almost won the flip.
He almost won the flip.
Cary Katz doubles up.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure doing business with you.
Happy to help.
This will last at least a few hours.
I bet it will.
Well, I hope everyone's made a note of the date and time that Bryn Kenny lost a flip in the Bahamas. Action folded to Ivan Luka. He's out. Axton passes. 7-10 off for Bryn. What's he thinking about?
He's got that. I'm going all in luck. Yeah, he's kind of stoic.
That's one of those looks.
Yeah, you see. I got to tell.
Bryn's all-in look is just his face.
All right, let's wake up with a hand, dealer. I feel my momentum coming.
That is a hand.
All right, all in.
Cary Katz calls all in.
Double through Bryn, huh?
Very likely.
Oh.
Dominating again?
Yeah, how much is it now?
Substantially more.
Insanely lucky spot for Cary.
You can give him the ace of, put the ace of spades down. That'll give him the backdoor flush. That'll make it a fair fight.
So you must have 5, 10, 20.
Anybody have a 7?
No, I had a 3 last time, but I didn't.
I had 2 clubs. There you go.
Did you really?
I did have 2 clubs, so you can't win.
Why would you spoil it?
Wow, and it wasn't
You
even a
asked.
7 of clubs, so.
You did ask.
To the flop. Boom.
Like I said, 7 of clubs.
Cary Katz out-flopped.
How does Bryn do it? Maniac.
This is a bad flop.
Especially with his 2 clubs. No one had 1 of your aces, though, either, I think.
The turn card is a 3.
Ooh, I got my 4s now.
Yes.
Cary Katz drawing to 7 outs. He needs an ace or a 4. Ace ball.
Poker is fun for everyone.
Except Cary's opponents.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm like a cockroach. I never die.
Don't you mean you have 9 lives, Cary Katz?
Strength of my game is pretty much surviving. It helps that I'm a recreational player because I think the players maybe overlook me at times. Bryn owns the Bahamas, as we all know, but he kept doubling me up, so I got very lucky on that. I'm like a cockroach. I never die. The weird thing is sometimes you feel it coming, and in that case I didn't get up and walk away because I kind of felt something good was going to happen, so it's fun. I'm just an enthusiast with poker. My grandmother taught me the game, and so it's something I've always loved. And like everybody else, I I caught the fever when I saw Moneymaker win, and yeah, it's my hobby, and I'm fortunate enough that I've got the most expensive education in terms of playing against the best players in the world. It's the best adrenaline rush you can get.
I didn't get the most expensive education, but I'm still paying Cary 18% on it.
Well, it was Cary who KO'd Eric Seidel on the bubble of the Super High Roller. Eric has been mentoring author and psychologist Maria Konnikova, who's at the final table of the PCA national event, playing against established pros like Chris Moorman and the 2010 PCA main event winner Harrison Gimbel. So Maria's got her work cut out for her when you consider that she's only been playing poker for a year. Whoever wins this event, by the way, will bag a platinum pass, free entry to next year's Players Championship, a huge 25K event here in the Bahamas with 300 seats being given away live and online, and you could win free entry to this event. Make a note of the word on your screen. It's the third part of the password for a future platinum pass free roll on PokerStars. More details in the next episode.
Iken has Platinum Pass?
Nope, you'll have to buy in directly, which I imagine is what most of these super high rollers will be doing. Action at the final table has been folded to Ivan Luka. Ace-4 suited in the small blind. He has a 2-to-1 chip advantage over Ike Haxton, who's in the big blind. And he shoves on Ike. It is all into call. Ike has Queen, Jack of Hearts. A tough decision.
The blinds are big, Ike is short, and everyone's already in the money, but Cary, Daniel, and Justin all have stacks shorter than him. A lot of times that means this is a fold.
Well, he calls all in, and he does have 2 live cards.
That's not the right suit.
Granted, hearts are not live. Well, that's a gut shot for Ike.
That's pretty good.
Friendly flop.
Yeah, beats having hearts out there.
He's got more outs than he did.
Still behind, though.
I think you got it.
I do too.
Which card does it carry?
Just 10.
Jack?
It's the king of clubs.
Slow roll.
Come on.
She went a little too fast on that. You got to go nice and slow. That way it's maximum pain for Luka.
Shut up.
Haxton needs a 10, Jack, or Queen on the river. It's a 7.
Okay.
Ike Haxton eliminated.
Okay.
Good game.
Out in 6th place.
You hear that groan? That's from pulling your ICM muscle.
He cashes for nearly 308K. And Ivan Luka is now pretty much tied with Bryn Kenny for the chip lead, as the blinds go up to 40,000, 80,000 with a 10,000 ante.
Now's when the real poker starts.
Action on Cary Katz. He folds. Daniel's out. Bonomo has passed. 10-4 suited for Luka on the button.
Only facing Bryn in the big blind.
It's a raised 210K. Bryn has pocket 5s.
Strong hand, but probably doesn't want to play for all of it with shorter stacks out there.
He calls, and the 2 big stacks at the table will go heads up to the flop. Seven deuce with just 1 spade. Bryn checks.
I guess Luka's supposed to continue.
140.
And he does. Bryn a 4-to-1 favorite with 5s.
Look at the stare down.
Makes the call. We go to the turn, which is the king of hearts. Bryn now an 86% favorite.
With this turn creating more draws, Luka could very well fire again.
Well, it's been checked to him a second time, and it looks like he will bet a second time, 200,000. Once again, Bryn calls.
Solid.
Big pot here, more than $1 million in the middle. 3 of spades on the river doesn't change anything.
So is Bryn going to check call or check fold? Maybe it goes check, check.
Well, there's the check from Bryn. Luca has bluffed every street so far, and the river will be no exception. 425,000.
All right, so Luca would never bet worse than a king for value here. So Bryn only has to worry about beating a king or better. He knows full well Luca would be raising a ton of other hands that would have to play it this way. So there aren't really a lot of value hands Luca can have.
He makes the call. Great call from Bryn Kenny. And wins a huge pot.
Sickeningly big pot.
Sam, Bryn. Thanks.
Bryn Kenny takes $1 million off Ivan Luca.
A Bahama beast.
He is a beast.
I prefer to think of him as a Bahama mama.
Hardly.
The Bahama Momster.
Who's moved over the 5 million mark. Next hand. It's been folded to Luca, who has ace-jack.
175.
He raises. Bryn Kenny is in the small blind and has ace-king suited.
Here we go again. Bryn won't be just calling this time.
635.
Big 3-bet from Bryn Kenny. Cary Katz in the big blind. Folds, so the action's back on Ivan Luca.
Many other times I'd say Luca's going to feel compelled to shove here. But everyone else is short and the prize jumps are huge, so he probably should just flat.
Got him.
He shoves.
Oh.
And Bryn Kenny calls.
We have a big pot.
Wow.
The biggest pot of the tournament so far, 6.3 million, over half the chips in play. Ivan Luca at risk and behind.
He can still get lucky.
9-7-3. Bryn's ace-king holding. The turn card. Here's an ace, doesn't change anything. Only a jack will save Ivan Luca. The river card is a 7. Luca loses.
Okay.
Good game. Good game.
He's out in 5th.
Have it your way.
Good game, Luca. Tough one, buddy.
Good game, man.
Good game.
Wow, big pot. Bryn Kenny.
Ivan Luca cashes for just over 400 grand.
Wow.
And Bryn Kenny now has a ridiculous chip lead, 8.2 million. No one has a better record at the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure than Bryn Kenny, a man with many monikers.
Bryn Kenny has been crushing, especially here in Bahamas. You know, we call him Bahama Bryn for a reason.
I just call him the Bahama beast. He's unstoppable.
I prefer to think of him as a Bahama mama.
Kenny's live earnings in the Bahamas now exceed $6 million, and he's looking to add another title to his collection today.
I couldn't say why I'm so successful here. Maybe I have a lucky star down in the Bahamas or something. Every time I just step off the plane into the PCA, it feels great. I feel like I'm gonna win. And usually do really well at the final table, and that's all you can ask for is just bring your best game.
Final table of the $100,000 buy-in super high roller continues. 4 players remaining. And right now, Bryn Kenny has all the chips.
Bryn's so chill. What about the Bahama Dalai Lama?
He doesn't need another nickname. Blind still 40-80. Action on Bryn Kenny. He folds.
Oklahoma.
Cary Katz. Queen 10 is out. Daniel Negreanu in the small blind. Has ace-jack suited.
This is going in.
On.
He shoves on Justin Bonomo,
Call.
who calls all in with a dominated hand, ace-9.
Looking good for Daniel to bounce Bonomo and nearly double himself up.
Looks like Justin's already composing the bust out tweet. The flop. Queen, queen, 6.
Not a bad flop for you, right? Some chippity chops.
That's pretty bad.
You think so?
No, you take that flop.
Not as bad as a 9.
Turn card is an 8. Daniel now a 4-1 favorite.
I pick up 3 outs.
So an 8 or a 6 will chop it. A 9 would give Justin a double up. The river is a 9.
Ooh. I knew it. I mean, you have to feel it in your heart. It's so crazy. I just felt it. I gotta stop feeling those feelings.
Yeah. It just comes out of nowhere.
At one point there, I know I felt it the whole time. I was trying to.
You're telling your inner voice to shut the
Yes.
Well, that puts a major dent in Daniel Negreanu's stack as Justin Bonomo doubles up to over 2.5 million.
I'm pretty sure all that's left in Daniel's stack is the dent.
You played too perfect today for that to happen. What the hell?
Daniel left with just 2.5 big blinds. Bryn Kenny still the monster chip leader with 4 players remaining.
Daniel's in the diggity danger all in next hand no matter what zone.
Cary Katz first to act, 9-5 off, he folds. Daniel has ace-7 and he's all in.
185.
Bonomo with king-jack in the small.
No, man, is Bonomo going to get him again?
He calls. Bryn Kenny in the big blind has queen 5. He calls as well. So Daniel all in and at risk. We could see action on the side between Bonomo and Kenny as we go to the flop, which is 8-8 deuce. Daniel's still ahead.
He stands to triple up if he can hold. They kind of got Kid Poker surrounded.
Bonomo checks, Kenny checks. Turn card, 6 of spades.
Sweat at the end.
Daniel now a 72% favorite to triple up. Once again, the other 2 players check. 3 on the river, ace high holds.
Wow. How?
A check from Bonomo. A check from Kenny.
Ace high's good.
I can beat that, gentlemen. Hello, Moto.
How did that hold up?
Yeah. Well, the board came perfect. Yeah, baby.
No one even had a spade.
Back in action.
A triple up for Daniel Negreanu.
All the way up to 7 big blinds.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we do it. I got a Cary Katz stack now.
How high are those yellow stacks, Cary?
Stacks of standard. Stacks of 28.
Standard 28.
There's no hard, fast rule, but players should really keep their chips in stacks of 20 so their opponents can work out what they have.
Stacks of 28 still makes more sense than a foot being 12 inches.
Action on Daniel Negreanu. 10-9 suited.
I'm all in.
He shoves. Bonomo folds.
For once.
Kings.
I'm all in.
Bryn Kenny reshoves. Cary Katz folds.
I got kings. I have the same hand. So weird.
I have the same hand.
I was about to say I have kings and you actually have kings. Bryn's due to take a beat in Bahamas, right? I think so.
Doesn't really happen, but
Well, it's got to happen eventually. This might be a good time to start.
Daniel does have a point, but in a vacuum, it is not looking good.
He is a 4-1 underdog. 10 high flop.
Oh, almost really
So you're in
good.
sweat.
Yeah, but almost super good.
Yeah.
10-3, whatever.
Those 3s are terrible.
Now you have like a pair versus a pair pre-flop.
That's better. Sorta. Not really. No.
You were better off pre-flop.
Yeah, I was better off pre-flop.
How do they know that?
Daniel now a 9-1 underdog as we go to the turn.
Hey, that's how we play poker in the Bahamas. I told you were due. No king, I just mushed myself. Stop, this brain of mine. I gotta stop looking at the board. Mushed myself here.
Daniel now a 95% favorite to double up with a full house. Boom!
4 quads.
Quads. Wow.
All right, thanks, bud. Back in business.
Quad City DJs. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, he's invincible. He's not, he's, what's the word? Beatable.
There's a difference.
In a pot that didn't really...
Yeah, it didn't matter to you at all. It was kind of important for me.
Daniel Negreanu back up over $1 million.
Are those still 40s, Cary?
No.
Can you call a floor, please?
Ooh. Cary's in trouble.
You're the only person who's ever called the floor on me. That's been twice now. All right, now the 30s.
People should call the floor more often.
I think you're supposed to.
We've requested multiple times that Cary stack his chips in countable fashion. He's stacking them in 40s and then changes them without us noticing. I think he's intentionally trying to make it so we can't count his chips.
Yeah, that needs to be readable.
Okay, now they're 30s. So,
Is there a rule against 20s in shot clock tournaments or no?
Yeah, this should be 20s really, but if everybody table agrees that it can be 40s.
I'm not okay with him having extra leniency.
I will put it on 20.
Yo and Ante also.
I thought there was a rule, but I don't know.
There we go. We got 20.
There used to be one. I don't remember. Maybe not here, but in shot clock tournaments, it's supposed to be in 20s.
There's nothing in writing, but the important thing is to keep Justin happy.
People on the internet love weighing in on stuff they know nothing about. What do you guys think? Tell us. Hashtag it PCA 2018.
Well, I think that Justin actually had a point. Now, earlier we checked in on the final table of the PCA National event. I can tell you we now have a winner.
Like this, I guess?
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Maria Konnikova, who has only been playing poker for a year, wins $84,000 and a platinum pass. That is free entry to the Players' Championship in 2019.
Well, that's going to make for an interesting book, but she's going to have to wait over a year to finish it.
Back to the super high roller, and blinds now at 5,100. Ace-4 for Bryn Kenny. He raises to 210K. Cary Katz folds king-6. Daniel in the small blind has kings, and he's all in.
Count, please.
It's just like deja vu.
750, 840.
Who knows if he has 6s? He's not getting away from it.
Cary thinks this is deja vu now. Wait until Daniel turns over the hand he said he had a minute ago.
Bonomo thinking about what to do with ace-jack.
All in.
He reshoves.
2 aces being out is great news for Daniel.
Bryn Kenny folds the ace-4. And Daniel set for another double up. He's a 3-1 favorite here. Here comes the flop.
Yes.
It's ace high.
Justin's been getting me good in these all-ins.
And with Cary folding a king pre-flop, Daniel only has 1 out.
Wow, that's like, yeah, all those miracle comebacks just to finish in the exact same spot. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Daniel needs 1 more miracle. He needs the king of diamonds on the river. It's a deuce.
Right. Good luck, guys.
Good going, Jay.
All right. It was fun and not fun. You know what I mean?
Good luck with your knee.
Yeah.
We lose the injured Daniel Negreanu.
Knew Justin get him eventually.
All right.
A lot of support out there for Daniel.
What a roller coaster that was, right?
Still no super high roller win for D-Negs. A 4th place finish worth $521,140.
Daniel rarely limps in, but this time he is limping out.
Leaving us with just 3 players.
What a crazy run that was.
Just 3 players remain in the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure 2018 Super High Roller following the elimination of Daniel Negreanu.
What a crazy run that was.
It was a wild day filled with double ups and triple ups.
Yeah, baby.
But the veteran must have seen it all before, right?
It was really one of the weirdest finals I've ever seen. Cary Katz had 1,017 lives, and then it seemed like every time I had Justin Bonomo in, he caught what he needed or I missed my hand, so really what a waste, you know, because like I was sitting with 4 players, got down to nothing, boom, built up a stack, and then still came fourth. It was like one of the strangest tournaments I've ever played.
You know, today has been strange. Earlier I saw a guy walking a cat.
I like cats. Blind 60-120. Action on Cary Katz. Meow. And those are definitely not stacks of 20.
Oh, man, back at it again.
He limps with ace-6 suited. Justin Bonomo calls with 8-6 suited. Bryn with 8-5, checks his option. We are going 3-way to the flop.
Not in love with the limp.
The flop is 8 high, top pair for Bryn and Justin. And Bonomo leads for 150,000. Called by Kenny. And Cary Katz folds, heads up to the turn.
Well, Cary got off cheap, I guess.
7 of diamonds, so gut shots for both players. Bryn has a straight flush draw.
They both basically have the same hand, although at the moment, Bonomo does have Kenny outkicked.
Yeah, Bonomo still ahead, betting 300,000.
Both blocking the other straight.
Once again, Kenny calls. The river card is a 9. So Bonomo's 6 kicker is still playing.
It's not a very good river for either player.
Justin's clock is running. He's going to bet 300,000 again.
And this is a value bet. Justin is blocking the 8, so he's hoping Bryn will call with a 7.
Bryn does call.
Plays, right?
It does indeed. Ship the pot to Bonomo.
Sick pip. You know, I know we're all about Bahama Bryn here, but what about Bahama Namana over there? Huh? 2 tickets to paradise.
Justin and Bryn pretty even in chips now. Both playing 4 million. And Cary Katz isn't that far behind them.
How much do you have, Cary?
3 million plus this.
3 million plus this stack of 72 multicolored chips.
Action on Bryn, ace 3.
Pretty solid 3-handed.
He raises to 275,000. Cary Katz has ace 10, suited in spades.
An absolute monster in this spot.
600.
He re-raises. Gets a fold from Bonomo. Bryn is in position.
I don't think Cary would be getting out of line too often here. But maybe Bryn thinks he's going to have Broadway sometimes.
He calls the 3-bet. It's Katz versus Kenny to the flop, which sees Bryn pair his 3, domination rotation.
Bryn knows he's going to be ahead of some of Cary's 3-betting range now.
Katz has just 13% equity, but continues for 775,000.
And I don't think Bryn is going to call pre-flop with ace-3 and fold when he hits a pair. He can improve. Cary could shut down with hands just like ace-10.
Just bust me. I want to watch my game.
Everybody wins.
Bryn's instincts have been pretty strong today.
Bryn stinks?
He calls the bet. This hand going to the turn, nearly 3 million in the middle.
Cary's like, I'm done.
Well, Katz does not improve on the turn. It's the jack of spades.
Maybe he's not done.
Small in.
Wow, he bluff shoves.
Ooh, boy. Bryn's definitely going to have to give this a think. A really strong hand probably doesn't shove here. But it's also an insane spot to bluff shove with nothing.
He doesn't know it, but he's a 93% favorite.
I think he kind of does know it. Do you really want to be calling it off with bottom pair, though?
Bryn Kenny folds the best hand. Katz's bluff gets through. And Bryn is now the short stack at the table.
Would you have 6-7 suited?
Yeah, that's what we had.
Would you have ace king?
Yeah. Have you ever seen me play with that much courage?
Ah.
What a turnaround of events. Cary Katz now has the chip lead at this final table. Justin Bonomo second in chips. Bryn Kenny bringing up the rear.
Oh, sorry. It's on me.
Once you pull off a bluff like that, you get a little flustered.
Action on Bonomo with queen 10.
How much do you have?
Those aren't stacks of 20 either.
Well, 2.8.
I mean, a few of them are less than 20.
All in.
Bonomo shoves on Kenny.
That is a pretty big shove.
Bryn with king 9. We can see it's the best hand.
Justin's going to be shoving a lot of small aces. I would not be at all surprised if Bryn folds. In fact, I'd be very surprised if he called. I don't think either of these players should expect to be ahead very often. Justin's got to be worried if Bryn's thinking about it this long, though.
Call.
Bryn Kenny calls all in.
Holy.
Wow, what call.
I know, right?
Bryn Kenny's ahead, but Bonomo's got live cards and isn't that far behind.
Well, this is basically a flip.
The flop is Jack 10-3. Kenny now a 3-1 underdog.
Bahama Nomino strikes again.
Bryn does have a gut shot, so kings and queens are working for him. That takes away 3 of Kenny's outs. He needs a queen on the river now to survive. It's a 4.
Your game.
Kenny KO'd.
Wow, sorry, man.
Good game, Bryn. You played really well.
Yeah, you too, thanks.
Played perfect. Sucked.
At one point, he seemed unstoppable, but Bryn Kenny has to settle for a 3rd place finish.
Bahama Mama taken out by the Magenta Monster.
All right, bud. See you, man.
And with the surprise elimination of Bryn Kenny, we are down to the final 2 players.
Good luck.
You too, Cary.
Didn't go well forehanded. I lost like a bunch of all-ins in a row and was still able to kind of like stay afloat, and then just had no good spots. Like, I feel like I played, I mean, as close to perfect as you could probably play. So to be honest, you can't really judge it by the all-ins, and happy how I played. Would have liked to win, of course, but all you could do is be happy with how you played.
With Bryn Kenny gone, we are heads up at the PCA 2018 Super High Roller. Both players have tasted victory in big buy-in events in the past, but it's how well they know each other's game that could be the difference between defeat and victory.
I've played a lot with Cary, and I think I know his style, so I think I have a pretty good edge heads up.
Justin is a terrific player. I've played with him a lot. For whatever reason, I just run good against Justin.
Of course, heads up playing 30 big blinds deep, anything can happen.
I don't play for a living. I play for the joy of the game, and sometimes you got a feeling that you're gonna win.
Yeah, Cary, when do you hit that feeling? I've never had it.
Bonomo with the chip advantage going into this heads-up battle. Cary Katz, first to act. 7-4 of clubs. Raises to 260K. Bonomo with ace-9. Calls.
7-4 suited. Suited connectors in my book.
Hello, trips for Katz.
What a cold deck.
And Bonomo has paired his ace.
Yeah.
Action goes check, check.
Nice check behind.
5 on the turn. Bonomo's going to lead. 275 into 560. Katz just calls.
I don't think Justin has any idea.
The river card. It's the K7 quads for Cary Katz. Justin has improved to a no-good full house.
I guess Cary does run good against Justin Bonomo.
Well, Bonomo took the betting lead on the turn. And it looks like he's going to bet the river, 400,000. Cary Katz counting out a raise.
Here, are these stacks countable enough for you?
That is 2 million.
Now, this is almost never a bluff, but it's way more likely that Cary is also going to have an ace here than he is to have a 7. And Justin's getting a very decent price.
Call.
Bonomo calls. And now the amateur has the advantage in this heads-up battle.
Cary's inner monologue. Yeah! Justin was right. When you're 30 big blinds deep, anything can happen.
The situation now, Cary Katz has a stack of 8.68 million. Justin Bonomo, 3.3 million. Blind still 61-20. Justin first to act. Ace-king on the button in the small blind. He raises to 250,000. Cary Katz has 8.
All in. You said all in? Yeah, I call.
All in and a call.
Just need the 8 of spades or 8 of hearts. Or just a bunch of low cards will be good too.
Don't call for cards when you're ahead.
Are we going to allow that or what?
We both run pretty good in all-ins today.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you both can't run good on this one.
This is a flip for the super high roller title. It's a low flop. Katz now a 3-1 favorite.
He is on the verge of achieving his biggest poker accomplishment.
Pair the board.
The turn card is a queen. Justin Bonomo looking for an ace or a king on the river. Any other card, and Cary Katz wins the PCA 2018 Super High Roller. The river is a jack.
Congratulations, Cary.
Thanks, buddy.
Well played.
Congratulations.
And we have a champion, and his family's here to celebrate.
Hey, go.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Justin Bonomo, the runner-up, receives just over $1 million. But it's Cary Katz who gets the W, the first amateur player to take down this event. He receives first place prize money of nearly $1.5 million, plus the first major poker title and trophy of 2018.
Cary Katz coming into play today. The number one question we got all before play started was, is Cary Katz a professional or an amateur? How would you have answered that before we started play? And how would you answer it now that you've won this thing?
Well, as bad as I played yesterday, definitely consider myself a recreational player. But today I played better. Taught a little strategy with Bryn, so that certainly helped. But I'm a recreational player, and it's going to be much more profitable if I remain a recreational player.
So you have no desire to be known as a professional card shark?
No, just a businessman and a family man. That's it.
And one last question: do you mind if we have them pay you out in stacks of 20?
How about ones? I prefer.
We'll take in stacks of 1. Let's get a big round of applause here for PCA 2018 Super High Roller Champion, Cary Katz. Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's so stupid.
My name is Kevin Hart, which means I'm looking for a king of hearts. I said king of hearts. Good guys. Good game.
Yeah, we can get away. Just go, go, go. Yeah, that's how to
This will last at least a few hours.
All in.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure doing business with you. All in.
All in. Hey, that's how we play poker in the Bahamas. All right, good luck, guys.
Again. Wow, sorry, man. All in.
I call. Woo! Congratulations, Cary. Thanks, buddy. Well played.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
It was just my time. My son was there. That made it particularly special. I actually told my wife about 6 months ago that we weren't going to go this year, and she talked me into it, so I'm glad she did.